Hello, everyone, and welcome to our celebration of learning in first semester for the Symphonic Band and Wind Ensemble classes at Oregon High School. My name is Allison Yeager, and I teach all of the large group bands at OHS, as well as small group instrument learning and jazz studies.
Greetings, everyone. I am Tony Kading, and I teach small group learning at Oregon High School.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rosie Hess, and I had the pleasure of student teaching with the Oregon High School band students during second quarter this year.
Together, students have been creating, performing, responding, and connecting in multiple ways daily to enrich their musical study. Students have been advancing their musical learning through preserving the spirit and community of our large group ensembles, while utilizing music technology and diving deeper into the context, meaning, and theory behind music. This year, we have also begun small group learning with students. Small groups have been essential to creating connections between students and staff, improving musicianship, technique, and addressing individual student learning needs. An important focus in our curriculum is celebrating and strengthening our band community. In the fall, we engaged in a project to boost spirit with a virtual video of our school song for homecoming. Recently, OHS students have been writing positive messages of support to the younger OMS student musicians to be delivered this week. In November, we also created a Veterans Day project that engaged students across all band classes, 5th through 12th grades.
As a 512 band staff in Oregon, we are committed to creating experiences that build community with students and families in our district. The collective identity of the United States of America consists of millions of perspectives and unique human experiences, the composite of which makes up the land of the free and the home of the brave, the very thing our veterans fought to preserve. To honor our veterans, we created an arrangement of the United States National Anthem and the Black National Anthem with the intention of celebrating that unity through diversity. In our country's process of healing, we need to recognize the beauty in our differences and respect the lives of all those who have served our country. In constructing this arrangement, I wanted to stay true to the strength, pride, and heart that I find to be a part of the Star-Spangled Banner. I also wanted to celebrate the beauty, perseverance, and lyricism I found resonant in Lift Every Voice and Sing. I found that weaving the two together can provide a stunning narrative that beauty is far more than the summation of the parts, but rather the parts and sum as equal. Recording this has provided some great opportunity to explore multiple perspectives. In addition to these great projects, we have found new ways to explore within music. As a band staff, we found that Band Lab was a great tool for learning and exploring music in a digital setting. It's free and web-based, with everything built into the program to allow students to record, play back, layer, splice, change tempo, change key, and a bevy of other musical compositional devices. It makes a great practice tool as well as a creative playground.
And as a way to broaden the expanses of the students' creative playgrounds, the students also focused on studying some elements of music theory, including rhythm and scales. They investigated new rhythms through multiple forms, including notating rhythms in writing, speaking rhythms out loud through dictation, and playing the rhythms on their instruments, giving them a bunch of strategies that can help when encountering any new rhythm in the future. They also studied the different forms of minor scales, including natural, harmonic, and melodic, and these scales' relationships to their relative major scales. Studying these theory topics mapped onto the work the students are doing in their large group pieces. Salvation is Created is written in a minor key, though large sections of the piece are in the relative major key. And Haunted Carousel employs the harmonic version of the C minor scale. A bit later on in the semester, the students used their knowledge of theory in conjunction with their own creativity to compose an original etude in the key of C harmonic minor. To prepare for this project, they studied etudes, which the word itself is French and translates to study in English, and noticed that most etudes have one major point of focus, whether it's rhythm, articulation, a scale, or something else. The students then used this information to springboard their own compositional process and worked with the online software flat.io to write some really amazing and creative etudes of their own.
While all the students wrote creative and engaging compositions, we will share just a couple of examples of these student etudes with you today. Be sure to ask your student to share and perform theirs for you as well. For the 2 examples we will share, each etude you hear is being performed by the student composer themselves. First, we have C minor etude by Abby Sargent on clarinet. Next, we have Minor Second Thoughts, subtitled Think Again, by Aaron Dieter on marimba. Thank you to Abby and Aaron for providing these examples to share. As Ms. Hess mentioned, the students learning about relationships between major and minor scales built transferable skills to the larger repertoire we studied this semester. They were able to continue putting their learning into context with our 2 large group pieces. The Haunted Carousel by Erica Svano and Salvation is Created by Pavel Chesnokov, arranged by Michael Brown. Today, we are going to share the full band's presentation of Salvation is Created with you. The experiences we have, whether internal or external in the wider world, affect the way we think, feel, and interact with others. I intentionally selected this composition for students to study this year because it contains themes of loss, grief, and hope, which are at present being experienced at local, national, and global levels. Students explored an essential question: how do artists convey hope and strength from a place of tragedy or darkness? Students learned about the composer's life and struggles under an oppressive Russian government in the early 1900s, and how artists can use compositional devices to create feelings of grief, hope, and strength through music.
As the students explored the construction of Salvation is Created, we were on the search for compositional elements that provide the emotional imprints of the piece and allowed the students to think like composers. One element we examined was the instrumentation of the piece, how the quantity, quality, and character of the instruments playing produced a color and weight that sows the beauty of the piece. We also looked carefully at the dynamic framework, noting how the contrast brings out the shift in mood, tonality, and color. Finally, we heeded the story of the melody told through tonality. The melody of salvation is created considers both the substantial heft of grief and the powerful lift of hope. From the onset, the melody establishes a minor tonality with a pause, where time seems to stand still on the minor home of La, and then flirts with a momentary lift to major Do, only to resolve back to La. Throughout the melody, Chesnokov pendulates between major and minor, hope and grief, illustrating the symbiotic gray cloud and silver lining, and perseverance of hope above all.
As students moved through their study, they had incredibly thoughtful reflections and responses in their learning. We'd like to share a few samples of those now. Peyton Lackner, percussionist, says, music can be used in time of unrest to bring hope or peace to help calm the fires of society. 2020 has been a time of a lot of social unrest, and I think music can be an escape for a lot of people to bring them together. When I performed this piece with dramatic dynamics, there was more going on and I was able to convey the power changes in the piece. The flow also felt more human and real. Jonathan Strain, horn player, says, music has a way of bringing communities together, and if we make some that can reach everyone's heart, we can stop violence. Alto saxophonist Jaden Goff says, the dynamic transitions between notes and measures actually seem to contribute to the emotions behind the song and show how the emotions of grief and hope often are dynamic themselves during a hard time. The differences between major and minor really depict varying sensations of powerful emotions in the right places during the song, keeping the song feeling more rich and intact. Carson Knott, percussionist, says, artists convey hope and strength from a place of tragedy or darkness by representing the soft rise and fall of the pulse of life, slowly burning brighter with each passing moment, giving you strength and assurance that you can succeed in your dilemma. Noel Wallish, clarinetist, says sometimes the greatest strength that you can have amidst suffering is to know that you are not alone and that you are heard. Every instrument and every note all fits together and grows together into the beautiful pieces of music that touch the hearts of so many people through their beautiful melodies. I love that many students' responses discussed the fact that there's almost no breaks between phrases in the piece as well. I think the changes in the music parallel our own lives personally, that there are ups and downs in the journey, and we must keep moving between them endlessly. Please enjoy the Symphonic Band and Wind Ensemble students' musical presentation of Salvation is Created. We hope you enjoyed today's celebration of learning. Thank you for supporting your students in OHS Band. We are honored to serve the Oregon community through music.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please enjoy our Percussion Ensemble's performance of Projam by Cassidy Byars to play you out during the credits. We'll see you soon.